Psychedelics maybe crack the window, but those moments is you going all in, is going headfirst through that window.
Yeah, I had that LSD experience, and that clearly didn't end up well. Just puking and purging, all these my lies, and then a couple years later, the mushroom experience, it just took my head and it just shoved it at my past, and it basically it's like, and it just showed me that not only am I not going to let you out of this now, I am not. This is my higher self being like just headlocking me, like I'm also showing you now that you aren't enjoying. You're wasting your life by thinking you can control it. You're wasting your life. And so I was exposed to that truth, and the psychedelics showed that to me. Had I not taken that handful of mushrooms, I would have kept on the clean and steady path, I think. And it basically was like took me to the end of the road. It's like, look how much, and so then it also gave me a way through. It's like, all you don't even have to admit to everybody else, Craig. You right now, all you have to do now is admit to yourself. It wasn't even that. It was like, just look at what you're afraid of looking at. And that's really what it was. So now for the next hour at a Grateful Dead show, I was missing the music, but I was looking at these big questions. And at 20 years old, I was like, am I gay? And that was for me, that was a petrifying question, because I didn't want to be, but it was such a scary question that I wouldn't even look at it. And I was like, well, I don't. And so then I had to go through all the ramifications of that. And my earbuds just made a noise. Let me know if I cut out. So that basically what I spent the next hour is like looking at all the things that I wasn't, and then feeling the truth. And once I felt the truth, then I had this sort of welcome to heaven experience, which brings me to who's Ram Dass's teacher. And
I don't know.
well, anyway, he was one of those guys that said, my one earbud just went out, so tell me if it goes out. But to your point, he's like, the psychedelics will take you all the way to heaven, but you don't get to stay there. You can go and you can sit next to Jesus and have that conversation, and then you get cast out. And then getting cast out is one of the most painful things, because that being cast out, for me, reinforced the shame. Is like, you aren't worthy. So and I was confused about the next step of the work that I have to do in order to actually earn the peace.
I think there's no question you have to do the work. Some days you have to stare at
Yeah.
the shoes until you put them on and just let that momentum carry you through. You have to experience those moments in child pose on your bed, trying to squeeze your brain out. I think you've got to do that to get to the other side. So we're at an hour 45, which makes this the longest by far of anything I've recorded.
We're just getting going.
This might be a good place to wrap up, and maybe we'll do a part two in the near
Part
future,
two. Yeah.
because this barely scratched some of the questions